Hi everyone, this is Shelly, the Project Woman. Thank you so much for joining me. This is our EIDL Reconsideration Loan video part 2, or just an update from the last video that I did back in June 25th, I believe. So I just wanted to add on some additional information or information that we recently received that may be helpful for all of you that are out there trying to apply for an EIDL loan or trying to request for a reconsideration. So just a quick summary. EIDL loan, for those of you that may be new or may just be watching this for the very first time, this is a loan that's given from the government and being handled or monitored by the SBA. This is strictly a loan to help small business owners really weather through the COVID-19 situation that we're in right now. And so as of today, actually, they have handed out over $20 billion. So there are still fundings. I don't know how much, but there's still some money. They will allow you to apply up through the end of this year, December 31st. So if you are a small business owner, if self-employed, or have an entity and was impacted by COVID-19, I would definitely highly recommend you to apply. Keep in mind that there are two parts to it. One, you can request for an advancement. Again, they are giving an advancement up to $10,000. And this is what people are kind of calling as a grant, where if you're giving an advancement and you don't end up taking the loan, you actually don't pay back the money. So it's up to $10,000. It's $1,000 per employee. So if you have one employee, it's $1,000. If you have two, it's $2,000. And don't forget to count yourself. You're considered as an employee as well. So that was one of the things that a lot of people forgot, is to count themselves. So they were cut short on their advancement. So in the application, you do have to check the advancement box, and they will be looking at the employee count to determine the amount of advancement to deposit into your bank account. So that's just a quick overview of what that loan is. So a lot of people that have applied for the loan were declined. And in the letter, it gave them sort of a general reason as to why they were declined. So I'm just going to touch on a couple of a detail that's important for you. If you want to know more of the reasons, go back and watch the video back in June 25th. But these are just some of the new solution that were provided to resolve some of those reasons as to why your loan was declined. So incorrect address. One of the things that they are doing now to verify your address is they are looking you up on Google to see if your business is listed and your address is there. So that's a very simple task. So go to Google, look yourself up, update your address or claim your business, and make sure your address information there is correct. They are also checking your bank information to make sure your address on your bank info is also correct or matches what you have listed on the application. Once again, I think I mentioned this already in the first video, business license, looking at your address on your business license. So those are some of the resolution to resolving if you do get an decline because of the incorrect address. Credit report. One of the big things that was brought up is people that have in the past received had an identity theft situation. They have froze their credit, and because of that, the SBA cannot pull your credit report, so therefore they declined you. So if you are one of those individuals, go back and unfreeze your credit for about 3 months so that they can pull your credit report. And I can attest to that they do pull your credit report, because I did saw it in mine. FICO score. In the last video, we were not sure what was the minimum FICO score that they were using. Well, they just disclosed that 570 is the score, is the minimum score that they are looking for. But remember that FICO score is not the only factor. They are looking at the overall picture. But they did disclose that the minimum FICO score is 570. Once again, recommend you cleaning out your report, pulling a report, making sure that your score is higher than 570. And the last point that I want to make here is ownership. If you are applying as like an entity and you have multiple owner, make sure your ownership percentage equals 100%. That is one of the what I call technical errors. And what's happening is they're listing the 1 or 2 owners and listing the percentage, but the total does not total up to 100%. So from a technical perspective, there isn't a validation that will tell you as a user, hey, you're only putting 70%. So it allows you to submit the application, but when it gets to SBA, it gets automatically declined because the ownership percentage is less than 100%. So that's something so easy to fix. So definitely take a look at that. Make sure that your ownership percentage is 100%. I hope that they would just make that technical correction so that the user would know that they need to list all their owners totaling 100%. So and those are just the details on how to resolve some of the issues that came up while they were declining your loan. A new item that arose in recently is if you are applying for reconsideration, and I provided that information in the last video, and we'll do again at the end of this video of how to request for reconsideration. But when you're requesting for reconsideration, they are asking that you include the reason for your reconsideration. So these are the 4 reasons that were provided. 1, is this an advancement reconsideration? Are you asking for more advancement? Maybe you forgot to count yourself as an employee, so you want that additional $1,000. Secondly, is this a loan reconsideration, meaning that you were declined and you just want to be reconsidered to increase the loan for the loan again? Is this a business verification? Maybe you were declined because your address was incorrect, so you want to list business verification on that subject line. Or is this a FICO score reconsideration because your FICO score was less than the 570? You have since cleaned up your credit report, and now you are going back and asking for a reconsideration of the loan. So those are the 4 reasons that were provided that you want to list on your subject line in your email. So then what is that email that you are going to be sending to SBA? That email address is pdcrecons, PDCRECONS at SBA.gov. So that is the email that you will be sending that email using that email address to SBA requesting for your reconsideration. Don't forget to include your application number and your business name and that reason that we just, one of those 4 reasons that we just talked about. They have an address as well, but I would recommend sending an email so you at least have verification or documentation that you sent out the email rather than sending out a letter out in the mail. So just lastly, if you want to call them, you can call them for additional information. 1-800-659-2955. 1-800-659-2955. That would be the information, the phone number that you'll be calling them if you have any questions. Lastly, here just a couple of quick tips. SBA is asking that you respond back to them within 3 to 7 days when you get an email or any type of correspondence regarding your business or your loan. They are asking again that if you do send them an email PDF, the attachment in the email, I talked about the subject line already, so business name, account number, and one of the reasons. And reconsideration, you have up to 6 months to request for reconsideration from the date of the letter you received that your loan was declined. And again, there is still time to apply. If you are new, you have not applied, you have until the end of this year to apply. If you did apply, you got declined, don't apply again. Ask for a reconsideration. They do not want to see duplicates. So there you go. I was hoping this video wouldn't be this long, but it is longer than I thought. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope this was informational. And so thank you and good luck.